Self-worth is the foundation of everything in your life. It determines how you see yourself, how you allow others to treat you, and ultimately the kind of relationships, opportunities, and success you attract. But here's the problem. Most people don't truly understand their worth. They think self-worth is something external, something given to them by others, something that depends on how much love, attention, or validation they receive. That is where the struggle begins. When someone pulls away from you, when they ignore your calls, when they lose interest, your first instinct might be to question yourself. What did I do wrong? Was I not good enough? Should I have tried harder? You start replaying conversations, analyzing texts, looking for clues, hoping for a way to fix it. But this mindset is dangerous because it places your value in someone else's hands. It makes their attention the currency of your worth. And the moment you do that, you lose your power. True self-worth isn't about being chosen. It's about knowing that you don't need to be. It's about walking into every room, every situation, and every relationship with the energy of someone who already knows their value. Think about this. If you had a diamond in your hand, would you beg someone to see its worth? No, because you already know what it is. A diamond doesn't cry when someone walks past it. It doesn't chase the person who leaves it behind. It simply exists in its brilliance, waiting for the right person who understands its value. That's the level of certainty you need to have in yourself. People can sense energy. They can feel when someone is grounded in their worth versus when someone is desperate for approval. And the more you beg, plead, or try to prove your value, the more you push people away. Why? Because neediness repels and confidence attracts. The moment you shift from seeking to knowing, everything changes. You no longer find yourself waiting by the phone, overthinking texts, or trying to convince someone to see you differently. Instead, you step into your power and watch as the right people naturally gravitate toward you. Self-worth is not about arrogance. It's not about acting like you're better than anyone else. It's about understanding that you are already whole. You are already enough. You don't need someone's approval to validate that. And once you embrace this, your energy shifts. You no longer find yourself over-explaining, over-apologizing, or lowering your standards to keep someone in your life. You start recognizing what you bring to the table, and more importantly, you become okay with walking away from anyone who doesn't appreciate it. The key is to build a life so fulfilling, so exciting, and so meaningful that you no longer crave validation from others. You stop waiting for someone to make you happy because you've already created happiness within yourself. You stop measuring your worth by whether someone texts you back because you're too busy living your best life. And when you reach this point, something incredible happens. People start seeing you differently. The ones who took you for granted suddenly notice your absence. The ones who were unsure about you suddenly feel drawn to your energy. And the ones who left, they begin to question their decision. But here's the real magic. By the time they realize your value, you'll no longer be seeking theirs. Emotional control is the difference between reacting impulsively and responding powerfully. It's the ability to stand in the face of rejection, disappointment, or uncertainty without allowing it to shake you. It's the skill that separates those who beg, chase, and crumble from those who remain unshaken, confident, and in command of their own lives. But most people don't master this. Instead, they allow their emotions to dictate their actions, making choices out of fear, insecurity, and desperation. Think about the last time someone pulled away from you. Maybe they stopped texting as often, started acting distant, or outright ignored you. What was your first reaction? Did you feel panic? Did you start questioning everything? Did you feel the urge to send another message, to seek reassurance, to try and fix whatever you thought went wrong? That right there is the trap. The moment you allow someone else's behavior to dictate your emotions, you lose control. And when you lose control, you hand them the power. The truth is, people test you, consciously or unconsciously. They pull back to see how you'll react. They create distance to see if you'll chase. And if you do, you confirm their belief that they are more valuable in the dynamic than you are. This is why emotional control is your greatest weapon. It's what keeps you from falling into patterns of neediness, attachment, and overreaction. Mastering emotional control doesn't mean you don't feel anything. It doesn't mean you suppress your emotions or pretend to be indifferent. It means you acknowledge your feelings but refuse to let them dictate your actions. When someone pulls away, instead of reacting impulsively, you pause, you observe, you remind yourself that their actions are not a reflection of your worth. You recognize that emotions are temporary, but your response has long-term consequences. Most people act out of immediate emotion. They feel rejection and they react. They feel fear and they beg. They feel uncertainty and they seek validation. But the people who truly hold power are the ones who can feel those emotions and still remain composed. This is where real strength lies. Because when you control your emotions, you control the situation. You become the person others look up to, respect, and desire, not the one they feel they have power over. Think about the most confident, magnetic people you know. Do they panic when someone ignores them? Do they beg for attention? No. They remain steady. They remain certain. And because of that, people naturally gravitate toward them. Their energy is strong, unshaken, and undeniable. That is what you must cultivate within yourself. Emotional control also means understanding that not everything requires a reaction. When someone disrespects you, you don't need to argue. When someone pulls away, you don't need to chase. When someone ignores you, you don't need to prove your worth. Instead, you remain in control, knowing that your power isn't in convincing others to see your value. It's in knowing your value, whether they see it or not. It's about choosing actions that align with your highest self, not your momentary emotions. It's about recognizing that people are drawn to those who maintain composure, certainty, and strength. Because the moment you stop reacting, the moment you stop seeking validation, the moment you stop letting someone else's actions dictate your emotions, that's the moment you take back control of your life. When someone pulls away, ignores you, or treats you as an option, the instinctive reaction for many is to obsess over them, to wonder what went wrong, to replay every conversation, every moment, every detail, hoping to find the answer. This cycle of overthinking does nothing but drain your energy, rob you of your peace, and keep you stuck in a loop of self-doubt. But there is a way out, and that way is growth. Focusing on your growth means shifting the spotlight from them back to yourself. It means taking all that energy you were about to waste on worrying, begging, or overanalyzing and redirecting it towards something that actually benefits you. Because the reality is, every minute spent thinking about someone who isn't thinking about you is a minute stolen from your own success, happiness, and evolution. So what does focusing on your growth actually look like? It means diving deep into self-improvement. It means setting goals, developing new skills, and pushing yourself toward the highest version of who you can be. It means waking up every day with a purpose that has nothing to do with whether someone texts you back or not. Growth isn't just about career or finances. It's about mental, emotional, and physical transformation. It's about becoming so focused on leveling up your life that you no longer have time to dwell on people who don't appreciate you. Imagine this, instead of spending nights scrolling through their social media, wondering if they're thinking about you, you're in the gym, training your body to be stronger. Instead of sitting by the phone, hoping for a message, you're reading books, expanding your mind, and elevating your knowledge. Instead of feeling sorry for yourself, you're networking, building connections, and opening doors to new opportunities. This is the mindset that shifts everything. Because when you commit to your own growth, you stop chasing and start attracting. People are drawn to those who are evolving, those who are striving for more, those who have a fire in their eyes and a mission in their heart. The moment you start focusing on bettering yourself, your energy changes. You start walking differently, talking differently, carrying yourself with more confidence. And trust me, people notice. They notice when you're no longer available for meaningless conversations. They notice when you stop waiting around. They notice when you are no longer seeking their approval. Focusing on your growth also means shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance. When you operate from a place of lack, you believe that losing one person means losing your chance at happiness. But when you operate from a place of abundance, you understand that opportunities, relationships, and experiences are limitless. That one person leaving your life is not the end. It's just a redirection towards something better. Think about the people who inspire you, the ones who seem unstoppable, the ones who exude confidence and success. Are they sitting around waiting for someone to validate them? No, they are too busy building their dreams, too busy chasing their own greatness. And in doing so, they naturally attract people who respect and admire them. Growth is the most powerful response to any form of rejection, disappointment, or loss. It's the ultimate proof that you don't need anyone to complete you because you are already whole. When you prioritize self-improvement, you start realizing that the person you were so worried about losing was never the source of your happiness to begin with. The real source of your happiness is your own ability to grow, evolve, and create a life that excites you. The key is to stop viewing setbacks as losses and start seeing them as lessons. Every situation, especially the painful ones, is an opportunity for growth. When someone exits your life, instead of asking, why did this happen to me, ask, how can I use this to become better? When things don't go as planned, instead of feeling defeated, ask, what is this teaching me? This shift in perspective turns every challenge into fuel for your personal transformation. Growth is not a destination. It's a continuous journey. It's about waking up every day and choosing to be better than you were yesterday. It's about falling in love with the process of self-improvement, not just the outcome. And when you fully commit to this path, you will reach a point where you no longer need to seek validation, attention, or approval from anyone, because you will have built a life so fulfilling, so exciting, and so rich with purpose that you wouldn't trade it for anything or anyone. Confidence is magnetic. It's that energy that enters a room before you do. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you move through life with certainty. And the moment you master unshakable confidence, you stop chasing, you stop begging, and you start attracting. Most people think confidence is about looks, status, or success. But true confidence isn't about any of those things. It's about certainty. Certainty in who you are, in your worth, and what you bring to the table. It's about walking into every situation, every interaction, every relationship with the energy of someone who knows they are valuable without needing anyone else to confirm it. But here's where most people get it wrong. They believe confidence comes after success, after validation, after someone chooses them. But confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you decide to embody. It's an internal shift. It's waking up and choosing to own your power, regardless of who texts you back, who acknowledges you, or who fails to see your worth. Radiating unshakable confidence means you stop seeking and start being. You stop needing to prove yourself because you already know you are enough. You stop questioning your value because you carry it with you everywhere you go. And when you reach this level of confidence, something incredible happens. People feel it. They sense your strength. They notice your presence. And suddenly, the ones who once ignored you start paying attention. Because confidence isn't about arrogance. It's not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about certainty. It's about being so grounded in yourself that nothing, no rejection, no silence, no setback can shake you. Think about the people you're drawn to, the ones who seem effortlessly charismatic, the ones who command respect without demanding it. What do they have? Certainty. They don't question whether they belong. They don't seek approval. They own their space. And because of that, people naturally gravitate toward them. Unshakable confidence means understanding that you are the prize, not the one waiting to be chosen. It means moving through life as if you already have everything you need, because you do. When you carry yourself this way, the dynamic shifts. You are no longer the one waiting, hoping, or chasing. You become the one who chooses. This kind of confidence doesn't come from outside validation. It comes from within. It comes from how you speak to yourself, how you show up for yourself, how you honor your own standards. It comes from setting boundaries and sticking to them. It comes from refusing to lower yourself just to make someone else comfortable. It comes from standing tall, looking people in the eye, and knowing without a doubt that you are worthy of everything you desire. And here's the secret. The moment you stop seeking approval, you start receiving it. The moment you stop chasing, people start noticing. The moment you own your worth, the world responds accordingly. People respect those who respect themselves. They are drawn to those who exude confidence, who don't need external validation, who are whole on their own. And when you radiate this kind of energy, you no longer have to worry about who stays or who leaves, because at the end of the day, you know this truth. The right people will always recognize your value.